had multiple knee surgeries from sports and 2 hip replacements and an ACL transplant, so I pretty much have been in pain the majority of my life. I've tried probably every antibiotic, anti-inflammatory out there that really doesn't take the pain away or doesn't ease it, just it's there.
You know, people suffer a lot, disabled people. We live in our own world, and most of us don't get lucky enough to find a partner that helps us and you know, lets us live a good, normal life. A lot of us suffer alone.
If you or someone you know suffers from chronic pain, or is an athlete looking for an all-natural way to increase energy and decrease recovery time, then this may be the most important program you've ever watched.
As a person who's always been very active and skied and skated and rode horses and all that foolish stuff, I would say that it made my whole body feel better. And for older people who did all the same things, and if they hurt, or even from an automobile accident, they make you feel so much better, and you give so much more stability to every move you make.
Hi, I'm Michael Passarelli. When the Balance Ionic Bracelet was first introduced to the United States almost a year ago, you heard from many professional athletes and Hollywood celebrities about the tremendous difference the Balance Bracelet made in their lives. Recently, we put an ad in local newspapers asking people who were suffering from chronic aches and pains to come in and experience for themselves the difference a Balance Ionic Bracelet could make in the quality of their lives. We interviewed each person and gave them their own Balance Ionic Bracelet to try for a week, and we had them come back to tell us about their experience. Now, some of the stories you're about to hear are truly amazing, but it is important to point out that nobody appearing in today's show has been paid to share their experience.
I was so skeptical. I was like, okay, sure. Put it on my way home. I figured, okay, it'll be a good test tonight because my son's high school football game was that night. And I normally cannot walk up and down the bleachers. And I was going up and down the bleachers. I usually can't stand up for kickoffs because it hurts to get up and down. And I was actually standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. So, and it's working. It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now. First couple nights, I was amazed because normally I'm taking a pillow, I'm putting it under my neck, putting a pillow in between my legs, trying to get my arms situated to where they're not hurting and my neck's not hurting. I couldn't believe it. I didn't have to mess around with it. It takes me a good 10 minutes just to get comfortable, get to a position I can lay in. And I just got in bed, stuck my pillow under my head, and I was comfortable. It was neat. The lifestyle was very limited, very limited. And for me to try something like this, I did not want another surgery. And it worked. And I'm one of the most skeptical persons you can talk to. And it worked. I was amazed. You gotta try it.
Within the first 15 minutes I put the bracelet on, I felt the tingling up the arm. And went and ended up playing golf that afternoon, felt great. The next day I played golf again and noticed substantially less pain than I went through normally. Sunday morning I went out and played golf again, came home, cut the grass, armor-rolled my wife's car, my car, and I started asking, is there anything else I need to do? I just had so much energy and in such a short period of time that I've had this on. Normally, if I went out and played a round of golf before I would even think about cutting the grass, I'd have to get in a recliner for a couple hours and probably take some Advil, and wouldn't even thought about arm-rolling the cars whatsoever. That just wouldn't have been an option. But I was able to move. As a matter of fact, my golf game on Sunday, I played pretty well, noticing that there wasn't a lot of pain that I was going through, that I was able to do more things, and it's really helped. I never realized that I would be relieved of you know, the tightness in my hands and in my arms and my legs, that it could happen in such a short period of time. And since I found it, I'll continue to wear it.
Well, I was skeptical, first of all, and When I was here last week, my right knee was killing me because I had just ridden a bicycle after not riding for months and months. And when I got home, my knee wasn't hurting anymore. Wow. You know, oh, coincidence. That's just a coincidence. And so over the weekend, I had my grandkids, and we went to a little school carnival at my oldest granddaughter's school. And I had to sit on the floor, on the cold gym floor with the 2-year-old and the 6-year-old for an hour for a magic show. And I thought I would just be destroyed after that, because usually sitting on a floor, let alone concrete, is really hard on me. But I got up after an hour, and at no time did I feel any pain. And I went, wow. I also had just a horrible crick in my neck when I was here. And I'd had it for weeks, and I'd even gone to the chiropractor, and nothing had helped it. And that was gone. Oh, another thing, I usually wake up in the morning and both of my arms are numb. And they haven't been, neither arm has been numb for a week. And that's, you know, the first time. And you're just so used to these things. When it doesn't happen, you go, hey, wait a minute. This isn't hurting. You know, like my knee when it was just killing me here. And then I got home and I'm walking around and going, hey, my knee doesn't hurt. And it's such a surprise. And it's such a, you know, it's such a relief to not have that pain and not have to be, you know, popping ibuprofen all the time or running to the chiropractor. And, you know, the chiropractor's not free. he does charge. And I find when I even go to the chiropractor or acupuncture or something like that, it only helps for, you know, a few weeks, and then the problem comes back. And it's just like when you take ibuprofen or you know, whatever masking drug you're taking, the problem comes back. And so far, it's only been a week, but so far, it hasn't come back. So I'm afraid to take it off. I'm like really holding it on because people want to try it on and go, no, get your own. It's mine. So I'm very impressed.
Se você ou alguém que conheça sofrer de dores crónicas, se for um atleta que procura uma forma natural de aumentar a energia e diminuir o tempo de recuperação, você não está sozinho. A Balance Ionic Bracelet foi concebida para absorver a eletricidade estática para, de uma forma natural, restabelecer o equilíbrio entre iões positivos e negativos do nosso corpo. Quando este equilíbrio não existe, o fluxo normal de energia corporal é interrompido, pode provocar dores e fadiga. A Balance Ionic Bracelet é fabricada em aço produzido na Alemanha e foi concebida para encaixar de forma fácil e confortável, sem nunca mudar de cor nem deixar aquela coloração verde na pele típica das braceletes de metal vulgar. Os dois terminais da Balance Ionic Bracelet são feitos a partir de 6 ligas metálicas revestidas com 9 microns de ouro de 18 e 24 quilates, para a qualidade e consistência que se espera de um artigo genuíno. Com certeza já viu anúncios de outras pulseiras magnéticas, de cobre, ionizadas, mas não se deixe enganar. Apenas a Balance Ionic Bracelet é fabricada manualmente na ilha de Palma de Maiorca e é fornecida com um certificado de autenticidade que lhe assegura a qualidade e desempenho. Já viu pulseiras deste tipo? São difíceis de pôr e tirar, que ficam baças passado algum tempo, ou ainda que custam muitíssimo caro. Poderá testar a Balance Ionic Bracelet durante 30 dias. Cada bracelete será entregue numa caixa de oferta juntamente com o certificado de autenticidade.
It works. And there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, you know, it's just one thing after another.
It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now.
For the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body. And that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
You know, give it a try. You have nothing whatsoever to lose.
Já ouviu a história e já viu os resultados. Não é a altura de ver a diferença que a Balance Ionic Bracelet pode fazer na sua vida? Não espere mais. Encomende já.
The Balance Ionic Bracelet is a non-medical device designed to help the body help itself. When we experience aches and pains, oftentimes it's the result of an imbalance between the positive and negative ions in our body. The Balance Bracelet is an ionic bracelet that helps the body help itself by naturally restoring the body to its normal ionic balance, absorbing the excess of positive ions or static electricity in the body.
And being a bigger fellow, the lower back pain, which is paramount with a lot of big men, and doing the work that I do and being an ex-athlete, I have a lot of inflammation in the knees, elbows, a lot of lower back pain. I was going to the chiropractor twice a month. It's been 9 months now. I haven't had to go to the chiropractor. The pain level has dropped, which for me, that in itself is priceless. For most people out there that are a blue-collar worker that do a lot of physical labor work, I don't have the luxury of taking a day off. If I get out of bed and the pain level's that intense where I have to take 2, 3, 4 hours, maybe the day off, I lose money. And so I cannot afford to take a day off, and anything that can help me get out of bed, get loose, get the ball rolling as soon as possible makes money for me. The balance bracelet is something that it's worth trying because the money that you can spend on chiropractic visits or regular doctor visits, health supplements alone are astronomical right now. And for the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body, and that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
Yeah, I'm a former world champion bull rider, and I teach a bull riding school. Some of the best bull, or most of the best bull riders that are coming up today have come through my school at one time or another. So I not only have experienced a lot of what goes on in that arena, but I teach it, and I see what happens to other guys. It's rough on your body, and I did it for 20 years. You go to work every day, you got 1,800 pounds of mad as hell bull tied to the end of your arm. It's going to take its toll over the years. And you're going to have your days when you ride perfect, and when you make a mistake, you pay the price. And injuries are part of the game. And I was luckier than most, probably, but I still end up breaking my leg several times, broke my wrist a couple of times, nose, collarbone, 5 ribs. The list goes on. But, and you don't notice as much when you're young, but as you start to age a little bit, then those, I don't know what arthritis starts creeping in, and you start to pay the price. So one of the things that bothered me most was my hand. Of course, I don't know whether it was arthritis or what was setting in, but when I'd go out to go fencing, take a pair of fence pliers to cut wire, and I'd have to use both hands. And it hurt like hell then. One hand was just too much pain to do it. When I do my knuckles like that, a month ago you'd hear every bone cracking. I don't know what the hell this balance bracelet does, but it balances something out in there, and just an overall feeling of well-being that has affected this and my ability to sleep at night and everything else that goes on in my life.
I noticed it in an hour. 1 hour, the first hour, no kidding, that I had this bracelet on, I immediately noticed the mobility in the upper part of my body. And then I have some other injuries from my hip injury, and then it kind of moved down to my lower extremities and stuff. But from wearing it for the whole week, I was, my husband's name is Steve, and I was telling him, Steve, I want to walk with you today. And he's like, no kidding. He's like, come on, let's go. And I can't run, but I mean, I'm walking with him. I'm even considering, joining the health spa and doing, I mean, these are things, I've had a broken neck for 9 years. These are things that I would never, ever, ever have even contemplated. I would spend more days housebound in a month than out of the house. And it's almost like there's a little miracle to it, to me. I mean, I really feel like it's something kind of magical. It would be the best gift that you could, if you have somebody that you love, a mother, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a friend, a husband or wife, a child, anybody that you know that is suffering from not just always, necessarily intractable, serious injuries like I have, but, anybody that suffers from physical pain, give them this gift.
Se você ou alguém que conheça sofrer de dores crónicas, se for um atleta que procura uma forma natural de aumentar a energia e diminuir o tempo de recuperação, você não está sozinho. A Balance Ionic Bracelet foi concebida para absorver a eletricidade estática para, de uma forma natural, restabelecer o equilíbrio entre iões positivos e negativos do nosso corpo. Quando este equilíbrio não existe, o fluxo normal de energia corporal é interrompido, o que pode provocar dores e fadiga. A Balance Ionic Bracelet é fabricada em aço produzido na Alemanha e foi concebida para encaixar de forma fácil e confortável, sem nunca mudar de cor nem deixar aquela coloração verde na pele típica das bracelets de metal vulgar. Os dois terminais da Balance Ionic Bracelet são feitos a partir de 6 ligas metálicas revestidas com 9 microns de ouro de 18 e 24 quilates, para a qualidade e consistência que se espera de um artigo genuíno. Com certeza já viu anúncios de outras pulseiras magnéticas, de cobre, ionizadas, mas não se deixe enganar. Apenas a Balance Ionic Bracelet é fabricada manualmente na ilha de Palma de Maiorca e é fornecida com um certificado de autenticidade que lhe assegura a qualidade e desempenho. Já viu pulseiras deste tipo? Que são difíceis de pôr e tirar, que ficam baças passado algum tempo, ou ainda que custam muitíssimo caro. Poderá testar a Balance Ionic Bracelet durante 30 dias. Cada bracelete será entregue numa caixa de oferta juntamente com um certificado de autenticidade.
It works. And there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, you know, it's just one thing after another.
It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now.
For the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body. And that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
You know, give it a try. You have nothing whatsoever to lose.
Já ouviu a história e já viu os resultados. Não é a altura de ver a diferença que a Balance Ionic Bracelet pode fazer na sua vida? Não espere mais. Encomende já.
Now, in many minds, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. In the business world, knockoffs are aplenty. And I found it very interesting that the co-founder of the Balance Ionic Bracelet, Carmen Miranda, said in an interview, when asked about imitations, that they're just the price you have to pay for success. Let's just take a look at some of the comparisons with the other products that are on the market. Copper, very well known through the course of time to help with circulation in specific areas, but the knock on copper is that it oftentimes turns your wrist green or black. Now this one looks remarkably similar to the Balance Ionic Bracelet. Two things missing. First of all, this is not ionic. Second of all, the way they got around the design patent is they put two small magnets inside the inner wrist ball. So the thing with magnets is it only helps the area that it's touching. So this is not something that's going to help your whole body. At best, it's going to help that little area right in there where the magnets are touching. Now this one you've probably seen advertised on television, and it has gone through the ionization process. The difficulty with this one is it's really uncomfortable. Not easy to open, and it's just darn uncomfortable. Now, the same company does make a silver and gold ionized bracelet, and looks remarkably similar. That's great if you want to pay $100 more. So for me, like probably a lot of you, I always look for the original, the best. And the Balance Ionic Bracelet is the real deal. It's the first, and it's the one all the others are trying to catch up with. The Balance Ionic Bracelet.
Somebody that I know saw this on my arm, and he said, hey, I have one similar. And I said, I don't think so. And he said, oh, I have the ones with the magnets. And I looked, and he had the magnets. And I said, has it worked? And he said, no. I said, how long have you been wearing it? He said, about 3 or 4 months. It was given to his mother and didn't work, so she gave it to him. And I said, here, you need to try this.
Bought the things that go in the shoes. They also have a bracelet. Bought the bracelet. She got me all the way to where I bought this contraption that went in my bed for $2,100 or some ungodly amount of money. And that's where I drew the line and said, you know what, it's not working for me. I want to exercise that money-back guarantee thing.
I tried the copper bracelets. I couldn't tell any difference at all in them. You know, the magnets, they didn't seem to do much to me at all.
A friend of mine was sold in the magnet bracelets, and she actually sent them to me, and I tried them for several weeks, and I said, still hurts.
I'm a 20-year retired firefighter, and I've had typical injuries for firefighters or leg and knee injuries, back injuries, always having chronic back injury and wear and tear on your joints from climbing ladders and doing that type of work. Since I've been wearing the bracelet, the morning pain is significantly reduced. It's like I don't even think about that I have it there. Don't do the same routine of loosening up and stretching just to get ready to go to work. But even at coming to work and being able to get on my knees without thinking about, hey, get your knee pads, things like that, that pain's not there. There's still a little bit, but it's not a pain that bothers me to stop me from working or stop me if I knelt down and say, oh, I got to go get my knee pads. I don't have to do that because that pain's not there anymore. There's a lot of things that are out there that are supposedly scientific or been proven through pharmacies and drugs and other therapies and things like that. But then you go back to natural sciences, which is really what this is. It works. And if you don't try it, you give it the full benefit of the trying and be conscious of why you're wearing it and how you felt while you weren't wearing it, then you can't, you can be skeptical all you want, but you can't say it doesn't work because I know it does.
As a person who's always been very active and skied and skated and rode horses and all that foolish stuff, I would say that it made my whole body feel better. And for older people who did all the same things, and if they hurt, or even from an automobile accident, it makes you feel so much better and you give so much more stability to every move you make.
Anyone who is interested in improving the quality of their life should give it a try. It's not a $5,000 operation. It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
Se você ou alguém que conheça sofrer de dores crónicas, se for um atleta que procura uma forma natural de aumentar a energia e diminuir o tempo de recuperação, você não está sozinho. A Balance Ionic Bracelet foi concebida para absorver a eletricidade estática para, de uma forma natural, restabelecer o equilíbrio entre iões positivos e negativos do nosso corpo. Quando este equilíbrio não existe, o fluxo normal de energia corporal é interrompido, pode provocar dores e fadiga. A Balance Ionic Bracelet é fabricada em aço produzido na Alemanha e foi concebida para encaixar de forma fácil e confortável, sem nunca mudar de cor nem deixar aquela coloração verde na pele típica das braceletes de metal vulgar. Os dois terminais da Balance Ionic Bracelet são feitos a partir de 6 ligas metálicas, revestidas com 9 microns de ouro de 18 e 24 quilates, para a qualidade e consistência que se espera de um artigo genuíno. Com certeza já viu anúncios de outras pulseiras magnéticas, de cobre, ionizadas, mas não se deixe enganar. Apenas a Balance Ionic Bracelet é fabricada manualmente na ilha de Palma de Maiorca e é fornecida com um certificado de autenticidade que lhe assegura a qualidade e desempenho. Já viu pulseiras deste tipo? São difíceis de pôr e tirar, que ficam baças passado algum tempo, ou ainda que custam muitíssimo caro. Poderá testar a Balance Ionic Bracelet durante 30 dias. Cada bracelete será entregue numa caixa de oferta juntamente com o certificado de autenticidade.
It works. And there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, it's just one thing after another.
Working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now.
For the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body. And that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have an immediate result.
Give it a try. You have nothing whatsoever to lose.
Já ouviu a história e já viu os resultados. Não é a altura de ver a diferença que a Balance Ionic Bracelet pode fazer na sua vida? Não espere mais. Encomende já.
For many people dealing with chronic aches and pains, the Balance Ionic Bracelet is a very exciting discovery. This non-medical device has helped improve the quality of life of millions. We believe it can do the same for you.
Desde o início deste programa que a Stevie anda de bicicleta. O Joe joga o melhor golfe da sua vida. A Pam tem uma vida mais ativa com os filhos. E a Cindy já passeia com o marido. Qual vai ser a sua história?
and anything that can help me get out of bed, get loose, get the ball rolling as soon as possible makes money for me.
Then my husband said, could I try one? And this is, mind you, after he said it's a piece of jewelry, he doesn't wear jewelry, and it would look funny on him, and now he wants to try one. So very impressed with it.
I could feel effects right away, but it just seemed to, everything started to just balance out. You know, as I just started to, you feel that mojo start to work.
You know, I am not a salesman. I normally don't like salesmen because I work with a lot of them. But it works. It really works. Giving me a lot of my restrictions back.
You don't try it. You give it the full benefit of the trying and be conscious of why you're wearing it and how you felt while you weren't wearing it. Then you can't, you know, you can be skeptical all you want, but you can't say it doesn't work because I know it does.
Prior to having this bracelet, I would spend more days housebound in a month than out of the house. And it's almost like there's a little miracle to it.
Normally, on a normal day, I have, from the many surgeries that I had, I have a slight limp, and, you know, when I'm in pain, I limp, and they've noticed over the last week that, you know, they're looking out of their cubicles saying, hey, you're not limping anymore, and I just hold up the bracelet and say, you know, here it is. This is what's working for me right now. And originally they thought it was a piece of jewelry, and I said, well, you know, it is a piece of jewelry that's giving me more movement in what I could do on a daily basis, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing, and it looks great. I mean, I enjoy wearing it.
You know, it works. And there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, you know, it's just one thing after another that have really seen a big, you know, big change. So I am no longer skeptical.
For the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body. And that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
But what I like more than anything is what it does. Makes some hands where they work. You know? Makes my back where I can sleep. And the energy. You know, the energy flow. As everyone keeps saying, I look younger. Probably less stress. I think when your body is functioning better and your energy flow is better, then you start to take on a younger look.
You can't give up. You can't think that having this pain is the only way you're ever going to live. You know? You can't give up, and you have to believe that there is something out there that can help you out. You know, and if it may as well be the balance bracelet.
For heaven's sakes, try it. I think it's great.
O seu cabelo é um pesadelo. Bom, agora vai deixar de ser, graças à espantosa escova rotativa Super Styler. Quer o seu cabelo seja totalmente encaracolado, demasiado seco, assustadoramente frisado, ou liso e sem vida, a Super Styler transforma o seu cabelo instantaneamente. Uma escova mecânica sem sistema anti-embaraço prenderia o seu cabelo. Mas com o seu exclusivo sistema de funcionamento, a Super Styler nunca embaraça. Esqueça as lutas com os ferros de esticar. A Super Styler gira tão depressa no seu cabelo que o estica mais depressa que um ferro e com muito mais suavidade. Não detesta os rolos permanentes, os ferros de encaracolar? Bem, a Super Styler encaracola e enrola o seu cabelo instantaneamente sem quebrar ou queimar o seu cabelo. E se já alguma vez usou uma máscara amaciadora, veja como a Super Styler estica instantaneamente. Mesmo o cabelo mais rebelde. Funciona mesmo. Dê altura, volume, ondas, dê brilho ou estique o seu cabelo. Ligue já e receberá a Super Styler, a escova especial com almofadas de polimento, este gancho de pentear, o nosso vídeo exclusivo com os segredos Super Styler, o manual de trágico a mágico e ainda este carregador de bateria para funcionar sem ligar a eletricidade. Esta é uma oferta única que pode pagar contra reembolso ou com cartão de crédito. Encomende já.
Do you love delicious gourmet omelets, pancakes, eggs, but hate the hassle of all that mess? Then you need Omelette Wizard. Omelette Wizard flips the perfect omelette each and every time. But that's not all. Omelette Wizard makes the perfect pancake. Fantastic French toast, beautiful bacon and eggs, and even those great golden brown sandwiches. Because it's specially designed to cook on both sides. Stay tuned and find out how you can get the complete Omelette Wizard package with everything you see here. But there's more. We'll send you a second Omelette Wizard free when you order. Now here to tell you all about it is Susan Williams.
Hi, I'm Susan Williams. You know, there's nothing quite like going to a nice restaurant and getting a beautiful, perfect omelet. Now, wouldn't you like to be able to make that right in your own kitchen whenever you wanted to? Well, you stay tuned because we're going to show you how. And not only that, but we're going to give you the opportunity to participate in the multi-million-pound giveaway right here from Best Direct. But let's get back to those omelets, and we have someone with us that's going to show you exactly how to do it. Chef Tony. Hey,
Hi, Susan.
Tony.
Good to see you.
I love omelets, but they're kind of a mess.
Never again. What we have here is actually a two-pan system. It's called the Omelette Wizard, and it's so easy to use. I preheated the pan, of course.
Right.
What I'm going to do is just sprinkle in a little bit of onion, a little bit of red pepper. You can use tomatoes, too. A little bit of green pepper, you betcha. And then watch. All you do is just simply add your egg.
Okay.
We're going to sprinkle it all the way around. You can do as much or as little as you like.
Okay.
And then the key to this, as that's cooking, I'm going to close this down. When we're done, we won't have flip-flops all over the stove, all over the floor. I'll show you the secret. Now, of course, this is the power of TV. Here's what the finished product will look like. Look at that omelet.
Perfect. It's absolutely beautiful and no mess.
Absolutely. And here's the reason why. The pan actually cooks the egg all the way through, so you get a nice fluffy omelet. But what I did, when I wanted to turn it to the other side, you just simply turn the pan. Cook that side. Turn it, cook the opposite side.
And you know what? That's always been a problem because the spatula is never big enough to get under the entire omelet, and half of it breaks, and you end up with it on the stove, on the floor, everywhere.
You are right.
Ooh,
Wouldn't
right
it
here?
be nice to take an omelet out of a pan? That simple, that easy. Take a look at my pan. I just did a complete omelet in here. Here's the reason why. It's made out of aluminum, so it conducts heat.
Okay.
We're using aluminum, but not cooking on aluminum. This is non-stick. It won't scratch off. It's tough and durable. So no matter how much you cook on it or how little you cook on it, you can make perfect eggs each and every time.
And you could start right away making another one.
Absolutely. I put it right back on the stove. We're going to do what we call an English breakfast.
Okay.
Let me take an egg. We'll break an egg on this side.
Ooh.
You see how it's cooking already?
Oh, you know what? I love eggs over easy, but you know what happens to mine? I end up scrambling them because I try to turn them and they break. And
they break open, the yolk goes all over the place, you end up mixing it, but never again. I'm going to add some sausage in. As a chef, of course, my hands are clean.
Pan?
The exact same pan. I'm going to close that down. Now, while that's cooking, let's come back over here and take a look at what happened with our omelet.
Okay.
Now, look at how fast and simple this took.
Ooh,
see how it's already puffed up and cooked all the way through? Now, when I want to flip it, instead of taking a spatula and making a mess, all I do is simply turn it, place it back on the stove. We'll cook the opposite side.
That's
it. And I'm going to show that to you in a second. I'm just going to let that back in cook.
Great.
Take a look at some of the things we did. Here I have a mushroom omelet with chips. Now, you can do any type of omelet. This is one of my favorites. This is a tomato, feta cheese, and basil omelet. Absolutely delicious. Now that I flipped it, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here's that same egg that I just cooked. Now, take a look at how beautiful golden brown, nice and fluffy, and best of all, remember, because it's non-stick, you just simply slide it right out of the pan. It is just that simple.
And your pan's ready to go again.
Take a look. You can give it a quick rinse or a little paper towel and you're set. Now remember, you can use oil and butter if you want, but just for flavoring because nothing sticks. I'm going to let this pan heat up for a second. I'm going to come back and actually melt some cheese. But let's take a look at the eggs I made here earlier.
Complete breakfast.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
We actually fried and poached the eggs all in one shot.
Oh my!
And
no
if I want
broken yolk.
Exactly. And if you want to cook the opposite side, all you do is just simply flip it, turn it, and I'll come back to that in a second. In this pan, I'm going to make what I call a grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Now, when I was a kid, Mom would take 2 slices of bread, put the cheese in here, take the bread, put it in a pan.
What I do.
Remember? Put the plate on top, a little butter underneath. You know what that is?
What?
That's grilled bread. Grilled cheese is exactly what the name says.
Put that on the pan. No, you can't do that
grilled
because
cheese.
It's going to stick. It's going to be a mess, and you can't
We're going
do
to put that right inside the pan, and that's going to come up in just a second. While that's cooking, let's come back to those perfect cooked eggs. Now take a look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Can you grab me that plate right there?
More than happy to.
Let's take that and just slide it right out on top.
Wow, and it's
so we
all
have
ready
the
to go.
sausage,
And again,
we
it's
have
out.
the eggs.
Look
It's
at this.
just that simple.
Wow, that's perfect.
Now you're going to be able to make pancakes anytime you want it, all the time. But, remember the cheese?
I remember.